All right, so uh, this is post commentary, I guess. I've never done this before, uh, but I thought, hey, why not make this a good place to start? My last PB in Ratchet and Clank NG Plus for the foreseeable future. Um, I'm not stopping running this game completely. I'm just calling it a day. Um, so I'll be back to this in the future. I'll buy an SSD, maybe push for top 5 or something nuts like that. But yeah, as for this run, it's not particularly special, but it's literally the first run I did after my last PB, which I did my last PB was yesterday, and I did this run today. Yeah, and I got the sub 23, so I'm pretty sure that Belden 1 was pretty average. Not entirely sure, but I don't think it was anything special. This Novalis is also pretty average. I think I missed the split though. Yeah, I did. The PB splits I'm running against have a pretty damn good first split. It's like 1 second off my gold, that's pretty good for my standards, I would say. I think I missed quite a lot of the splits in the early game here, so we won't really be able to look at the times, but see how good the run is quality-wise. I don't think anything crazy happened at the start of Co-on. Not a very good few wallopers there. I had to do 3 infinite jumps, but you know, whatever. Life goes on. I waited extra long there because often my game lags enough that I accidentally skip that cutscene too fast if I do my normal timing, so I wait a little bit before skipping it, even longer than I normally would. Oh wait, do I screw this up? I feel like maybe I do. Do I bonk here or something? Yeah. Classic. Classic elevator bonk. I also don't get this either. I pulled out the Tesla claw and then the Visibomb, and then when I double tap triangle, it brought out the PDAs. That's why you saw me PDA pause there. I have no idea why that happens. It just happens very occasionally. I must be doing something too quickly or something. But yeah, that's a free half-second time loss. So yeah, really pretty just meh go on. I'm gonna lose time because it just wasn't as good as my PB's one. Wasn't much worse, but yeah. Here we go. +3. So the goal of this run was is just try and stay as close to my PB as I can. And then I have some really big time save in like the last 3 or 4 splits of the run. So I don't have to be ahead. And as you will see, I'm not going to be ahead like ever until the end. But that's fine. I think my PB had a pretty good early game. With maybe 1 or 2 big exceptions, but these first like 4 splits are definitely really good. A 101 blog is like, yeah, I don't get those very often. Mainly because I screw up one of these clips here at least once, but I think I got them first try in this run. We'll see. I think I got them first try, but I think I maybe missed the info bot on the other side. Cost me a little bit. But I found consistency with this first clip again, finally. I was really good at it, and then I got worse, and then now I'm back to being decent at it. And I finally figured out this second clip as well. That one's supposed to be really easy, but I've always struggled with it. because I've never really like put the time into it. Oh, nice bonk as well. Probably skip this split. Yep. I'm not skipping these on purpose, it's just the, I don't know. I guess I missed my spacebar or something. I really don't know how I screw up these splits, but I have to just skip them because I missed them. Don't think anything of note happens in Rilgar. You can see this is one of the planets where I do have, that's quite a lot of time saved for a planet this early on for me. 16 seconds. Although I have been screwing this planet up a lot. Mostly this ending is what I keep screwing up. I keep screwing up this ILJ back to the ship. But I think I got it fine here. I side flipped to the end, so that wasn't great, but yeah, saved a bunch there. And you can see I actually would have been ahead if I had hit the split, but once again I failed to split because I'm just such a good speedrunner. So yeah, I think by the end of Rilgar I was like 2 or 3 seconds ahead, and that's pretty much the only time. Well, you didn't see green, but that's like the only time you will see green for like the next 10 minutes. Spoilers. Pretty normal Umbrus, I seem to remember. Great, again, not great, finishing in a ILJ with a side flip instead of a long jump by accident. Oh yeah, no, I completely just lost track of myself there. Went flying back the wrong way. Yeah, so I was ahead for a bit, and now I'm behind. Not by much, so this is still good. Staying even with my PB, still good. Now Battaglia. This one's been screwing with me a bit as well. I mean, Battaglia always does, but yeah. I feel like I haven't had a good Battaglia in a week. I don't think this one was terrible, but again, it definitely wasn't great. Probably screwed this bit up, yeah. I would practice Battaglia a lot more, but yeah, I knew I was due for a PB, due for the sub 23, and I didn't really want to practice this anymore. I've already practiced Battaglia quite a lot in the past couple of weeks that I've been running this. Yeah, so having to do these side flips is not great. Like, that long jump up the wall is supposed to avoid me having to do those side flips, but I obviously didn't have very much speed. And then I screwed this up, I assume. Oh. I still did that chain, but don't have very much speed, as you can see. Having to save it a bit here with these. Yeah, that's pretty slow. It's about, we're like 10 seconds behind my gold at this point. I mean, you can see I made some pretty big mistakes. But yeah, barely going to lose time to my PB, which is fine. Cheeky long load there. Orcs on 1. I was thinking about learning the, there's a strat here you can do an insta-punch. So I'm going to jump in these pipes and punch and proxy my way up. And you can do that instantly without like the edging forward that I did there, but it's not really worth it. I don't need it at my level. But it is a strat that exists. And I'm pretty good at doing it without the instant punch now, so pretty consistent. Quick ledge grab there, lost me like a second and a half maybe, but not the end of the world. That's pretty much the only real time loss that happens on Orcs on for me. Oh, Orcs on 1 at this point. Ledge grabs. This is going to be another pretty uneventful planet, I think. I'm still not good enough at mid-airs to make it over without a PDA glide there. I think when I come back to this game, mid-airs will be one of my biggest focuses. Foci? whatever. Because, yeah. I don't do them enough, and I'm not good enough at them to like get a good amount of speed out of them each time I do them. I can do them in chains, as long as I don't start the chain with a mid-air, I can do them fine. But I'm pretty bad at just doing mid-airs, like from a running along the ground. So Pokey. Finally cracked Pokey. I don't really have issues with it anymore. It used to be a big struggle for me, but it's pretty fine now. The only thing that screws me over on Pokey now really is the ship fight at the end sometimes. Because that can be, well, it's got like the most RNG out in the entire run, the ship fight. I guess these fish have some RNG as well. Like, yeah, I got pretty bad RNG there. Those two fish are pretty spread out, so I only got one of them. And I believe that missile, that Devastator shot, doesn't even kill it, so I'm gonna have to kill it later. But yeah, all in all, I think I'm pretty good at this section, and for most of Pokey, I do this section at least as fast as top runners do, maybe even faster, because it doesn't really matter how fast you do this part. That's why, you know, it shouldn't be that surprising that I might do it a bit faster than people who are better than me, because they don't really need to do it faster, because it's still an auto-scroller at the end of the day. And you can, I don't know if you saw that, but that fish is still alive, so I think, maybe I get it with this missile. Or Visibomb, sorry. Yeah, gotta make sure I get both of those fish. That's like one of the few things that will mess me up, I think, on Pokey at this point. Is just getting pretty shitty RNG on those two fish. On some of the other ones at the back over here. And because I had to do that, I had to kill that extra fish. I actually shouldn't. I should be done with the Visibomb by now, but yeah, I had to fire an extra shot, so I still managed to fire off all my Visibomb shots before the boat stopped, so didn't lose any time. Be pleased with that. Yeah, and just the usual spam, and no problem getting the guy warp. And then I hate this. I do this for some reason with the vendors, is I end up pausing instead of pressing triangle, and I think it's because I press triangle too quickly after skipping the first cutscene, and it screws me up in quite a few places, quite a lot of the time even, so. But yeah, this is the ship fight. I don't think it went particularly well. I think I screwed up here a bit. Yeah, like one of my missiles just locked onto something else and didn't hit, and then another one did the same thing. Usually I spam a lot of missiles just in case that happens, but I didn't do it that time. Yeah, so not the best ship fight, but also not the worst I've ever had, far from it. But the shenanigans in the vendor cost me a few seconds as well. So yeah, I'm gonna lose some time here. But again, I'm only trying to stay relatively close to my PB, so I'm definitely not crying at this point. To be honest, I don't know what else am I supposed to say other than how well this run's going. I'm new to this whole post-commentary thing. I feel like all I've been doing is just saying what's happening, but I guess that's what you do, right? Fuck it. So that's a pretty poor start to Orcs on 2, but it was good enough that I could keep going rather than having to die and restart. Maybe I should have done that anyway, it might have even been faster, but yeah, whatever. It's still fine. I don't want any big mistakes, just some small ones. I think I even forgot to mention it, but at the start I do my own strat, which is, I mean, it loses time, but I break the boxes that are in front of you at the start of the level, just to make it easier to do the long jumps, because the boxes are out of your way. I do that now. It makes the long jumps a lot easier. Yeah, kind of screwing up the ending here. This is definitely, yeah, as you can see, it's not going to be a very good Auxon. I think I screwed up here as well, yeah. Very far from a clean Auxon 2, but again, I didn't lose that much time. Only lost 3.5 seconds. And as you can see by the best possible time, I mean, we are, what, 6 or 7 minutes away. And I still have 35 seconds to play with. So, you know, I should be fine, as long as I just keep it together. Hoban, not the best, but I got to the trigger without missing it, which is all I want, really. And I think I've definitely gotten better at this ship fight, although I don't think this was a particularly good one. This second turret didn't want to die, so I was a bit behind now. And people always go on about the inconsistency of this last turret, but recently, I've decided to shoot the very top of it, and it always seems to blow up quickly. Like there, it's done. Normally I wouldn't have risked that, but shooting the top of the turret has just been working wonders for me, so, you know. I don't know, maybe I found some consistency there others haven't, or maybe I'm just getting lucky, you don't know. So I lost 7 seconds, even though that wasn't too bad, but my PB had a very, very good Hoban. So can't really complain too much. And Gemlik I actually quite like. I don't know why I like this split. I just do. But I do this strat, which, I mean, I came up with it myself, but I'm pretty sure plenty of other people have already used it, doing those two long jumps followed by a mid-air after the second walloper. Maybe that's why I like this level, is because I do my own stuff rather than what I see other people do. Yeah, screwed up the split there a bit, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we're 18 seconds behind, so it's not looking too great, but again, I will remind you I have a lot of time save at the end of the run here. Not in this split, and I forgot to skip the cutscene there. But yeah, it's pretty hard to mess up this split too badly. There's plenty of ways where you can lose a little bit of time on the split still, but making a big mistake is kind of hard. And as you can see, it's not going well particularly, but I'm not going to lose too much time. And so now is when we're getting into where I have all this juicy time save. You see in the bottom left, 22 seconds I have on this planet. And I would say this split should be one of the easier ones in the run. Should be one of the more consistent ones as well, for me, with the strats that I do. You can see me just checking my other time save as well. So the fact that I have this much time save on this planet was really painful when it happened, but it's a bit of a blessing for this run. Because it means I don't really have to work too hard and save 20 seconds. Which is great. Yeah, I've never seen anyone do Quatu like that either. I just sort of do it that way, because it seemed reasonably fast and quite easy. A few bonks here and there as well. So definitely not going to be a gold, but definitely not going to be as bad as my PB either. So yeah, I'm saving, what, 19 seconds? Yeah, 18 and a half. So I'm already almost green just from that one split. And the next two splits, the last two splits, they're not very good either. So, you know, if I was playing well, this would be pretty much a free PB. You know, it's just, it would be a choke at this point to not PB, I would say. That is, however, though, I would say one of my weaknesses as a runner of this game is being consistent with PDA side flips. I'm doing them here. These are PDA side flips followed by a long jump with the thruster pipe. But I tend to do, especially towards the end of the run, where my hands just sort of freeze up from doing the same thing over and over again. And I also lose concentration. I tend to drop PDA side flips quite a lot. But I think I've not missed one yet this split. But yeah, I think I made it all the way without dropping one, so that's pretty good for my standards. Sure, that's nothing special for most people, but for me, that's pretty good. So yeah, very good fleet so far. And I think I actually might delete my gold, because in my gold I didn't do this menuing you're going to see here. Also, I didn't switch my quick select around either. And I was only, I think, 2 seconds off my gold there, despite that extra menuing and quick select stuff. So I think I might delete my gold and use that one I've just got as my new gold. So I think that's the best I've ever done it with the menuing. So, last split. And yeah, I'm very hit or miss with this strat, this chain here. And not too bad, but I kind of failed to recover it there. And as you can see, I decided to just die and redo the strat rather than just try and go with it. So I thought it would be faster. And you'll see here, I get it second try. Not the greatest second try, but it's definitely passable. Nice first chain. Got me where I wanted it to get me. And then a bit of lag on the PDA there. Screwed me over. This is a walloper that I've never seen anyone do, and honestly you shouldn't do it, but it's because I'm terrible at mid-airs, as I said. Unless I'm already travelling fast, so it's actually better for me to do that walloper there. It's a very risky one because there's a trigger for a Drek that you have to avoid, and it's pretty easy to PDA glide into it. It's very tight. But I practiced it a bit. So yeah, it saves me like 3 or 4 seconds over doing some long jumps on that platform. And yeah, you can see we are very close to 23 here. I'm already losing time because of that death, that failed attempt, but luckily I think I made the right decision. And yeah, I went for it again and I got it, and I only lost 8 seconds to my PB, and I got the 22. So that's all I wanted. I'm happy, despite it being such a small PB. And yeah, I guess that's it. That's all from me, and I'll see you on the next PB.